In recent times, there has been an increase in reported cases of sexual abuse, a sign that continued education process is effective. However, the problem of fear of reporting to the proper authorities remains, empowering perpetrators to continue the despicable act. In recent times, legislation has been amended to protect the victims, remove from the statute of limitations, and allow for stiffer penalties to those convicted. However, according to Mr. Tyrone Buckmeyer, Deputy Director of the Legal Aid and Counseling Clinic, although the amendments allow for stiffer penalties, several factors are considered at sentencing.
Offences now, as part of the updating of our legislation in 2012, for example, the penalty is moved. So for some sexual offences, the penalty would have been 15 years. That penalty has now gone up to 20 or 30 years. There would have been fines in the amount of $5,000 that might now have gone up to $20,000. So there are a number of changes and a number of important things that were done that make our legislation actually quite good as a legislation.
Right.
The difference becomes when somebody is brought to court and charged, how is that person sentenced?
The deputy director also highlighted the fact that, contrary to popular belief, not only females suffer from sexual abuse.
There was an offense called defilement of a female. That has been done away with. Because obviously defilement of a female suggests that only females, deflowering of a person can only be a female.
Right.
But the evidence suggests very strongly there is a high incidence of sexual abuse against boy children as well.
As to the root of the problem, Mr. Buckmeyer says that in the majority of cases, the perpetrators of sexual offenses have a need for control.
Have people who offend for any number of other reasons. Child sexual abuse falls under one of those crimes that also has to do a lot with the perpetrator's need to control, to exercise power and control, and often cannot exercise or do not feel competent to have a relationship with another adult because they feel they will not be able to exercise that power and control, and therefore they turn their unwanted attention on children.
Mr. Buckmeyer is calling on the public to speak out against sexual offenses, not only through calling programs, but engaging in street protest to send a strong signal to the offenders. Renee Toussaint, GBN News.